We have a resonant solar panel. The craft is complete. Look at that. 4,096 redstone flux per tick is what this guy generates, which is pretty crazy. Considering that the reactor down here that we have produces 20,000, and this guy produces a quarter of that and requires no upkeep, that's pretty nice. So the next one here really doesn't look too bad. Our system already knows how to make spirited crystals. We can fairly easily, chat, teach it how to make lumium. Again, I will swap out the tin for the tin that we have. So 3 tin is 1, 2, 3 tin. And I think that silver might not be the silver that we have. It's not. Let me swap that out as well. There we go. Encode. And we can throw that, of course, over in the crafter next to our energizing orb. Like so. So now that knows how to make... Wait, that's not right. You fool. This is an alloy smelter recipe, right? Let me check that. It is indeed an alloy smelter recipe. I see. Okay. So that is that taken care of. Our system already knows how to make spirited crystals, and the only thing left there now is osmium crystals. So these are made in a chemical crystallizer with clean osmium. Clean osmium is made in a chemical washer with water and osmium. And osmium is a chemical dissolution chamber with sulfuric acid and osmium ore. Okay. The question then becomes, chat, how many of those crystals do I need? 6. Really? Just 6? I guess you make 4. Yeah, I guess we don't need that many of those. Because I was thinking about, like, how much osmium we're going to have to get, right? Like, if we need actual osmium ore. Granted, we do have 10,000 osmium ore, actually. I forget just how much we have. But yeah, we only need 6 of those. Interesting. I think, chat, this shouldn't be too bad. So let's go ahead and let's see. I guess actually the hardest part might be getting, and let me bookmark the crystals here, might be getting sulfuric acid. So the sulfuric acid is made in the chemical infuser with water vapor and sulfur trioxide. Water vapor is just water in the rotary condensator set to decondensating mode. Decondensating mode. And then sulfur trioxide is a chemical infuser with oxygen and sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is sulfur dust. Sulfur dust we can get by either injecting gunpowder with hydrogen chloride, or we can get it by pressurizing a block of coal with water and oxygen. That seems like the easier way to do it because of the fact that we have 103,000 coal. So we need 1 chemical infuser, 2 chemical infusers, and a chemical oxidizer. Okay. So we'll start with the chemical oxidizer. That seems actually very doable. Let's request like 128 infused alloys. What else are we missing here? We're just missing the basic circuits. We'll request some of those as well. Again, we can request like 128 of those. They're fairly easy to do. Let me teach my system how to make that steel casing chip. It's something I've said that we should do for a while now, and it's something that, bizarrely, I have still not managed to do. So steel, silicon, and osmium blocks. I think we're also going to have to teach it how to make osmium blocks, but that's very doable. There we go. So we'll go ahead and request, let's say like 5 steel casing. Good stuff. And then hopefully, chat, we're basically there. Yeah, we need a basic tank. Easy enough. We need a personal chest. I was hoping we could use any chest there, but it does specifically have to be a personal chest. That's fine. Also, very doable. Do need to request more steel, but again, that shouldn't be a problem. We now have the ultimate infusing factory here, which can make steel nice and fast. But that's a personal chest, and kapow, that is a chemical oxidizer. So that is part 1. We then need 2 chemical infusers. So we need at least 4 more tanks. And that should be 2 of those. Beautiful. So that is, I think, everything for the sulfuric acid, right? Oh no, we also need a rotary condensator to turn our water into water vapor. And while we are making oxygen, like back here we have a electrolytic separator making oxygen. Most of that oxygen is being used by our purifying factory. So I think it's probably worth, chat, making another electrolytic separator. Just for the sulfuric acid here. So what are we missing? We're missing gold dust and osmium dust. Okay, so that's the electrolytic separator, and then a rotary condensator really shouldn't be too difficult, actually, chat. What are we missing there? We're missing an energy tablet. Nice. All right. So I think we have, finally, everything that it takes in order to make the sulfuric acid here. Yes. And I think we'll probably do it maybe over on this wall. Although maybe not. Maybe we can do it over here, actually, because we already do have the XNet and the refined storage cabling back here. So, we want to start by, I think, making the sulfur dioxide. And we do have to be careful here because a lot of the mechanism machines can only output to like a specific location. So like this chemical oxidizer here, I'm going to assume like it's only going to be able to take items from one side. I think it can take items from the front, but maybe it's the back. Do we have any sulfur? We have no sulfur. So I guess actually, chat, we need to start out by making another PRC, another pressurized reaction chamber, and teach our system how to make blocks of coal so we can do this. And we can also use our oxygen for that as well. All right, it's going to be quite the setup here, chat. Brace yourself. But it's very doable. So let's get another reaction chamber, a PRC. Again, shouldn't be too difficult. These oxygen tanks, or gas tanks even, are fairly simple in the grand scheme of things. There we go. So you need both oxygen and water. Let's get another tank. So we'll request an ender core. I'm going to request like 5 ender cores if we can, so we have them ready to go for the future. But those ender cores are going to allow us to make another water tank. The water tank is going to allow us to pump water into the electrolytic separator to make more oxygen. That should all be fine. So you, and a little bit of a cauldron, and kapow. Beautiful. Tank is taken care of. So how do I want to do this? Chat is a very good question. I'm just trying to think about how I want to organize the setup, because I think with the chemical infuser like this, you input one liquid from the left, one liquid from the right, and then it outputs the final liquid to the front, which is super janky, because it means that to make the sulfuric acid, we need water vapor coming in from the right, and sulfur trioxide coming in from the left. The sulfur trioxide coming in from the left means that the other chemical oxidizer needs to face like the other chemical infuser, this guy here, needs to face like this way and have its oxygen and sulfur dioxide coming in either side like that, which is like super janky, right? I guess the chemical crystallizer is the final. Did we make the chemical crystallizer? Let's make that as well. What do we need? We need 2 more gas tanks and then 2 atomic alloys. We should probably request like, you know, a few atomic alloys just so they're ready to go as well in the future. Are you working on 4x or 5x or multiplication? We're not at the moment, no. We're working on trying to make osmium crystals. I think the system is pretty similar for like ore quintupling, like multiplying your ores by 5. For example, if you want to multiply your iron ore by 5, you have to first put it through the purification chamber with sulfuric acid and iron ore. So once we only need 6 osmium crystals, chat. Once we have those, we could like repurpose this system of sulfuric acid and you know, machines to make more resources. For example, you can turn iron ore into a bucket worth of iron, liquid iron. You can then turn that into clean iron. Again, you'll get a bucket's worth. And then every 200 millibuckets gets you an iron crystal. So you get 5 iron crystals per iron ore. And then you can process those down and into iron ingots. That's how you quintuple your iron ore if you want to. But for now, let's not get derailed. Let's see if we can't make one of these. And brace yourself for a little bit of jank here, chat. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have the chemical crystallizer right there. And that's going to output into a bin right here. That's where our crystals are going to go. Yeah, that's how I'm going to do that. So into the chemical crystallizer goes the clean osmium slurry. The clean osmium slurry comes out of a chemical washer. Did we make the chemical washer, chat? It would appear that we did not. So let's get a chemical washer. which I'm again assuming is not going to be too difficult for us. We need a bucket and we need a gas tank. There we go. And again, let me check this, like which way it places itself down. So this, I assume, goes in from the left and out on the right. So we're going to place this guy down. Oh, my stuff gets put in here, right? Of course. So the chemical washer is going to go down right about here. And we're going to move some of these cables, by the way, because they're a bit of a pain. Now, we need to have the osmium go into the left of the chemical washer, I assume. So if that's where that's going to go. If we need the osmium on the left, that's where we need our chemical dissolution chamber. Which I'm sure we made, right? I didn't make it. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. Chemical. There are so many machines, chat. Dissolution chamber. Again, what are we missing here? 2 gas tanks. Nice and easy. All right. Chemical dissolution chamber. So, this guy goes like right here. Perfect. That is where the osmium, the sulfuric acid and the osmium all come together. So, that needs sulfuric acid. So, at that point, you put down a chemical infuser right there. So the sulfuric acid goes out the front of that. To make that, you need water vapor going in on one side. So the water vapor is going to come in on this side here. The water vapor comes in via the rotary condensator. And I think I want to put it down this way because I think it comes in on the left and goes out on the right. So I believe we want to put water in here, which is where our dimensional tank comes in. So the dimensional tank, make sure that's set to GamingOnCaffeine and then auto eject. That should hopefully, if we start to decondensating, maybe work. Although maybe I have put this the wrong way around. Ah, there we go. Of course. Okay, that is working. So that's turning that into water vapor. Of course, we'll give it power in the future. We'll use some XNet. I should make a new pickaxe, chat. You're very true. You're very right. People have been recommending the atomic disassembler for quite some time, and in all fairness, it's actually very easy to make. And we do have a system in place that will wirelessly charge our items for us. So as soon as that refined obsidian ingot is done, boom, and hopefully that is, yeah, it's charging itself already. And I think there are modes to this. So we've got slow, normal, off, vein, and fast. I don't think vein miner works. It is being a bit weird right now because it's so... Oh yeah, there you go. The marble's a bit slow. And also the atomic disassembler's been a bit weird because of the fact that it's charging at the same time, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. Alright. So that is working. This chemical infuser here is making sulfuric acid. That requires sulfur trioxide. So the sulfur trioxide needs to go in there. That's going to come from another chemical infuser. And I want to make sure it's pointing so that the front points into the left side of this infuser. Like that. This guy is going to make sulfur trioxide with oxygen and sulfur dioxide. The sulfur dioxide comes from a chemical oxidizer. So the chemical oxidizer, which again we do have, is going to go there. Again, I think I put that down the wrong way, but I think we can rotate it with the configurator in wrench mode. Like that. Yes. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere, chat. I think we're getting somewhere. We do need oxygen in this side here. So let's put down our electrolytic separator like that. And then let's... We need oxygen in 2 locations, right? Let me check real quick here. Oh no, maybe we don't. Maybe we only need it in 1 location. Oh no, we do need it in 2 locations because we need to make the sulfur. So yeah, we need to put oxygen in both the chemical infuser and also in... Gosh, it's getting janky, chat. Also in the PRC? Yes. So the PRC here is going to go down like that. And I think that's right. Let me get like a torch to light this area up. It's getting a bit dark down here. There we go. So hopefully, yeah, I think that's right. And then this guy is going to make, this guy's making sulfur. Let me bookmark the sulfur so I don't have to go through the crafting chain every time. So this guy's turning water and oxygen into sulfur along with coal. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the atomic disassembler here. Like, I think it's not liking the fact that it's charging and trying to break blocks at once. Blocks that break instantly are fine, but the blocks that take a bit of time, like marble here, really aren't working nicely. Okay. So we are going to need, I think, another tank. We don't need another tank, but I think it's going to be easier if we make another dimensional tank. And they are fairly easy for us to make at this point. We should also, I think, sooner rather than later, maybe go and trade with our villager friend again to get some more ender pearls. But there we go. So I'm hoping that if we put down this guy here and make sure again it's set to Isaac or GamingOnCaffeine and auto eject, that will hopefully, if we set the fluids to input on the left, fill it with water. It does. Perfect. This also needs oxygen. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to move the electrolytic separator and we'll put the electrolytic separator down like this. So that should also hopefully... Oh, no, this needs water at the front, right? Actually, that's fine. Let's use an elite mechanical pipe to move that water down to the front like that. Perfect. That's going to start making oxygen. The oxygen is going to come out the left side, the right side. For now, I'm going to dump excess on the hydrogen. We could always use a gas burning generator there to make some more power with it. But for now, we'll extract from this side. We should then have some pressurized tubes. We do, but I would prefer if we got more of them, I think. Because the ones we got right there are not great. And again, let's request some more alloys here. How are we doing on diamonds, chat? 2,000. We're doing fine. We're doing actually fine. So that's going to allow us to pull the oxygen out of here and send it to some different places. Because we know it's needed here. So again, we'll go side configuration, gas, input on the front. So now it's getting both water and oxygen. All we need to do then is export coal. So the final step here, chat, is to get an exporter. Like so. Let's also request a bunch of blue connectors because we're going to need to give a lot of machines power here. Can you make this setup more janky, please? I'm working on it, man. I don't know like how to make it too much less janky. Like I'm trying to make it like eventually it'll just be this you know, it'll be all hidden in the wall. It'll be fine. Yeah, okay, that's doing fine. So is that exporter done? It is. So we're going to export coal at the top there. We are going to have to teach our system how to make blocks of coal. And we are also going to need a crafting card in the exporter to make sure that it can craft the coal when it's needed. But that's okay. That shouldn't take too long. So is it going to be easy for us to hook that up? Where's the nearest? The cabling's kind of over here. Let's do it this way. Like that. Yes, the crafting card is done. We can get one block of coal. And then if we put that in and stick in the crafting card, that should then begin filling that up with coal. It does. Perfect. And then at that point, chat, we probably want to start getting our blue connectors. And basically every machine needs to have a blue connector connected to it because the blue connectors allow us to transfer power. So let's get rid of that torch for a second. Let's put a new torch down just so we can see what we're doing. But basically, we're just going to run blue connectors under each of these, I think. And again, let me put the pickaxe away so I don't keep using it. There we go. All right. And then we'll make sure that's connected up via the old network cable to our pre-existing network. Okay. So let's quickly go and give everything power. Okay. So all of those should now basically have power. Yes. Okay. So this is working, I believe. It does take 1,000 millibuckets of oxygen to get going there. So it's quite possible that we are going to need some speed upgrades in our electrolytic separator, which is not great because, of course, the power does kind of tend to skyrocket pretty quickly when that happens. We did, however, thankfully request a ton of speed and energy upgrades before, so we can hopefully start to really speed up most of these machines here. How much are you using? 350? 1,000? So let's make sure that items are set to output on the right and auto eject is on. And I was hoping that you took items in on the back side there, but I guess you don't. You take items in on the front. Okay, that's fine. So that sulfur dioxide is being made. The sulfur dust, and again, we get 9 at a time, so we don't need this to be super fast. We don't need like that much oxygen. The sulfur dust is being turned into sulfur dioxide, which is being placed into this side of the chemical infuser, the right side. On the left side of the chemical infuser, we need oxygen. So we need to run the elite pressurized tube around like that. So now some of that oxygen is making its way over to there, which is fine. I'm going to slow this guy down, actually, because I really, like, I don't know how the mechanism pipes deal with distribution. I think they're going to 50-50 it, I would assume. So yeah, that is combining, and that is producing the sulfur trioxide. The water vapor is already being made, so that's perfect. The sulfuric acid is actually now being made, which is perfect. So the final piece of the puzzle here, chat, I think, is, let me put this on like slow mode so I don't destroy everything here. We're going to break a couple of these network cables. And I'll probably just run this actually under, like this. You know, might as well take advantage of the network we have. Yeah, so that's also connected, because we need to put down another exporter onto the chemical dissolution chamber, like so. And we do need to make sure that's connected, but again, that's fine. We can do something like that. And that is going to export osmium ore, of which we now have close to 13,000 Kapow. And chat, we've done it. We've made osmium. That osmium is then going to go into here. It needs to be combined with water to make it clean. But at that point, we're done. So the real question is, how do I want to clean the real question is, chat, do I want to make another dimensional tank? We could do. But in the interest of some semblance of like frugality, I think what we can also do is just utilize the mechanical pipes that we have. Now I'm assuming water goes in the top here. It does. All right. It's a complete mess. But I think, chat, that this is working. Now, unfortunately, you're not connected anymore, which is a bit of an issue. But not an unfixable one. All right. Okay, this entire monstrosity, I believe, is now complete. So now if we head out, yeah, look at that. It's all coming together, chat. It's all coming together. I could have used an external storage and exporter, actually. Yeah, that's very true. I could have used either XNet or refined storage to move the water. And in the long run, that might have been actually a better idea now that I think about it. But either way, I think we're onto something. We have osmium crystals. Let me make sure this is set to auto-eject on items. And there we go. We only need 6 of them, don't forget. And we already have 5. And the 6th one is probably just around the corner. It is, again, very janky. So again, the idea here is that we have an electrolytic separator making oxygen. That oxygen is then being combined with water and blocks of coal to make... we need to do that hydrogen, eh? Hold on, let me get like a trash can. I don't know if a liquid trash can works for mechanism gases. I'm going to try it. I'm going to set the back here. Oh no, if I set the back to output gases auto eject on, and then if I put this here, does it delete it? It doesn't. You know what? There's actually a very easy solution. If we make a gas burning generator, we can just burn the hydrogen for power. And we can also use the excess that's being made out of the electrolytic separator as well. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do the pressurized tube and then just something like this. So that's going to take all of that hydrogen and then just burn it into redstone flux. And at that point, we can just put down another blue connector and then use that power elsewhere, like so. So yeah, we have oxygen and hydrogen being made. The hydrogen is being burned. We then have in here water plus oxygen plus coal, making sulfur with a byproduct of hydrogen. That hydrogen is being burned for more power. The sulfur is what we're really after. That's being turned in a chemical oxidizer into sulfur dioxide. That sulfur dioxide is then being combined with some of the oxygen from the electrolytic separator to make sulfur trioxide. That sulfur trioxide is then combined with water vapor. The water vapor is water in a rotary condensator set to decondensating mode. So the water is being turned into water vapor, put into the chemical infuser with that previous sulfur trioxide to make sulfuric acid. That sulfuric acid is then being combined up with osmium ore to make osmium. That osmium is then being sent through into the old chemical washer to be combined with water to make clean osmium. That clean osmium is then being put into a chemical crystallizer to produce osmium crystals. And now, chat, as janky as it looks, all we have to do, look at that. It's as if it was never janky at all. And we only need a few of these. We only need 6. So we can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of those, throw them back into the system, and we should be pretty much good to go, chat. We should now be able, I believe, to make the next tier of solar panel. So let's teach our system how to make the advanced solar core. And I think we are going to need a new crafter here, because all of our crafters, I believe, are currently full. Yeah, let's request another crafter. So as usual, we'll put that down like right there. Nice. We'll throw in that pattern there. I think we already do, again, have the pattern for the next tier of solar panel. Yeah, the advanced solar panel. So I'll put that in as well. Beautiful. And at that point, chat, I think we're pretty much good to go. Let me check here. All right, so now we start to run into issues of base resources. So we need 5 more ender pearls. That is a very easy fix. We grab our emeralds, we head on upstairs to the old trader, and we say, hey, give me all of your ender pearls, you sucker. And he gives them to us. And then we head downstairs, and that's that bit taken care of. Blaze rods we already have. They're over here. Again, we'll take a couple of stacks of those, I guess, and dump those away here. There we go. And then what are we still missing? I think we're missing some... We're missing glowstone, 214 of it, as well as 390 redstone alloy ingots and 69 crimson iron. So we need over 500 redstone alloy ingots. And right now we have a system in place that only keeps 128 on hand. So let's change that to 600. In fact, you know what? I'll set this to 1024. There we go. So we're going to keep a lot of those on hand. I'll also bump this up to 256 as well. And I think it's probably worth at this point us bumping these up as well. 512 and 512. These two don't have... Oh, they do have processing speed upgrades. For some reason, I thought they didn't. I guess we'll make 4 more for this last guy here. He doesn't have any. Although maybe I'll put them in over here. Yeah, I did. Okay. There we go. All right, while we're waiting for that, though, I think it's once again time to grab our digital miner and head on through to the nether, because we need both glowstone, a few hundred more of it, and we also need at least 69 more crimson iron, which really shouldn't be too hard to do, I don't think. While we go, though, I think what I'll do is I'll request the 8 resonant solar panels we need. Oh, you need the things, eh? Can I request like 4 of them? No, okay. Hold on then, let's see. How many... I just kind of want to get the system going while we wait. Can I request 64 signalum solar panels? No, the glowstone's needed quite low down, eh? What about... Can I request 512 redstone solar panels? No. I think that's where they're needed, right? I think the glowstone's needed here. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I think we should be able to, chat, request 4,096 hardened solar panels. Start. Not quite, eh? That's where we need the redstone alloy. All right. They forced my hand, chat, but they made it so I'm going to have to instead request 32,768 regular solar panels. 32,768. Start. We have what it takes to make 32,768 solar panels. So we'll click start there, because we need to do that anyway. Look at those numbers, chat. Look at those numbers. 97,000 photovoltaic cells, 18,000 glass panes, 20-something thousand leadstone solar cores. My goodness. The work's getting done, though, and that's where our upgraded infusing factory comes in. Don't you need that multiplied by 8? Yeah, we do. So all of that is to make 1 advanced solar panel. We, of course, need to make the ultimate, which is 8 advanced solar panels. So yeah, eventually we are going to need 8 of them. For now, though, we need more crimson iron. I think we need at least, was it 69 more crimson iron? And we need a few hundred glowstone, both of which are very doable. So let me do the config here. We'll do a new filter, tag, and then we'll just do asterisk ores. Yeah, that also works. That's going to get us nether quartz as well, but that's totally fine. So we'll do GamingOnCaffeine set, and make sure that power is set to auto eject. That's going to use 6,500 redstone flux per tick, but that's totally fine. And start. 2,630, eh? That's a lot of nether quartz. It's also going to get that glowstone. The glowstone is going to come in glowstone block form, which is good because it means we can then run it through the enrichment chamber to guarantee forward time, whereas normally, you get like anywhere from 2 to 4, I think. So it's not going to take us too long to get all the crimson iron we need. And in fact, I'm assuming we can process that to get more crimson iron, maybe. Yeah, we can run that through our purification chamber setup, which I was not aware of previously, but that is something we can definitely do to get even more crimson iron ore. The hard part is going to be all the glowstone we need. We can leave this for now, because it does have the anchor upgrade, so we can just come back to that in a little while and grab all the stuff we need. For now, let's head back and run all this crimson iron through the old purification chamber. So I think for now, I'm just going to run this through the enrichment chamber. That's going to double it as opposed to triple it, but I think that's fine. Again, we only need 69 right now. And so this is going to get us, 128. So that's totally fine. And then we can just, of course, smelt all those after the fact. But yeah, I think we definitely want to work on silicon. It's not going to be too bad, actually, I don't think. All we need to do is down here. Our silicon's currently being made in this dissolution chamber. I think we'll move the crafter to the back, potentially. And we'll grab a bin. This one is empty. We'll grab another... There we go. And we'll grab another one of these guys, the detectors. And we'll basically set up the same system again to where we have a detector that detects a bin using the external storage, so that once we get to like 1,000 silicon, we tell the dissolution chamber to stop working. I don't know if the dissolution chamber... See, I don't think the dissolution chamber responds to redstone. I don't think you can turn this off with a redstone signal, but what we're going to do is we're going to have a crafting card, an exporter with a crafting card on the back, constantly exporting silicon wafers. The idea being that once we get to 1,000, we can just send a redstone signal to the crafting card, to the exporter with the crafting card, telling it to stop sending silicon wafers. So there's the detector taken care of. Our exporter should also be done. Let's quickly request a crafting card. Start. And then all we're going to do is right down here, we're going to break it to here a bit. We're going to have a bin down. I'm just thinking about where I want to put this stuff. I think we're going to have a bin like right here. And then we're going to use a logistical transporter to move items over out of the dissolution chamber. We already have an exporter on here for lava. I think we can... Ooh. That could prove problematic, chat. I think it's fine. It's going to be a little... very janky. Because I'm thinking we do an exporter here, because we need a second exporter for sending the silicon. Oh, sorry, sending the wafers. So we're going to send out the wafers. Oh, I guess actually at this point we don't need the crafter, right? If we're gonna not have it be able to teach it, yeah, okay, this is actually fine. Chat, this is very fine, and it's not gonna be as janky as I thought because we're gonna get rid of the crafting card. So essentially, all we're gonna do is we're gonna have, in that case, we'll have this come out of the top like that, and head up into a bit up here. So yeah, we're gonna get rid of this. This pattern's not gonna be used. We can clear that. Everything here is gonna be set to extract, so that's gonna pull out the resultant silicon. We're going to have an exporter here that is going to export wafers. That exporter is going to have a crafting card, so if we don't have wafers, it's going to make the wafers and send them there. So that is constantly making silicon and sending it up. We're then going to have an external storage on that bin up there, and then we're going to have our detector go down right about there. But what we're going to do in here is we're going to say once we get to so much silicon, so we'll say when emit a signal when above 512 silicon. So once the system has more than 512 silicon, it's going to emit a signal. This guy here is going to only work without a redstone signal. So as soon as it gets a redstone signal, it's going to stop exporting that silicon wafers, or those silicon wafers. And all we're going to do is we're going to put an external storage up on the back of this guy, like that. And again, we'll rotate that with our good old wrench here, like so, and that should work. So now the system currently has 27 silicon. Oh, it has a bit more because we had some in already. But as soon as this fills up to 512, it's going to stop sending it. And then as soon as we use some silicon, it's going to then refill to 512 again. And that should hopefully, in the short term, it's going to be slow to start up, as it always is. But in the long term, it should mean that we always have a backlog of silicon, much like we do with our quartz-enriched iron and our, that's not the right marble there, Isaac, our quartz-enriched iron, our redstone alloys, and all that stuff upstairs, right? So now we should be able to request a 64K drive, and it should be significantly faster. Because we already have all the silicon here. All it has to do is make them into processors and smelt them. Yeah, that is much quicker. And the drive is done. Perfect. Now, again, it does mean that now, if I want to make another one, I have to wait until we have enough silicon. But in an ideal world, we would, we'll have a lot of silicon. I might even end up bumping that up. Like, the number is currently at 512. I think we could probably quite safely bump that up to 1024. They don't have to be in multiples of 8, by the way, but I just find them to be nice numbers. You could set this to, like, 1001 or whatever number you'd like. Oh, we also need to, yes, of course. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Hold on. We need to set this to whitelist silicon. Otherwise, it's going to fill up with iron ore. There we go. So now, hopefully, chat, we're getting somewhere. How much glowstone do we have? We have quite a bit. Let me run all of this glowstone through the enriching factory. And then let's also grab the crimson iron chunks. I actually didn't realize we had so much crimson iron ore. Chat, I'm not going to lie. We'll run that through... I can't smelt that. I can't. I have to... Oh, gosh. That's horrible. Okay, let's leave that in there. Let's just grab some crimson iron and run that through the old standard. I can't just smelt this? Oh, I can't. Oh, this is horrible. The only way to smelt crimson iron is through the blast furnace or the electric furnace from Silent Mechanisms. Oofed. Okay, that's fine then, I guess. We'll get the electric furnace going. We'll put it down like here. It's not fast by any stretch of the imagination. Let me just check that is a blue connector. It's not. It's a blue network cable. We need a blue connector there to transfer power into that thing. Right there. Insert. Okay. And at that point, we can then begin smelting up our crimson iron. Not particularly quickly, but we should have what it takes to make some more processing speed upgrades. which need one more upgrade case, which again shouldn't be too difficult. We got more than enough pellets to make the plastic. So boom, and boom, beautiful. And then over here, boom. Nice, so now a little bit faster. And also we do want to make sure that it is set to extract on this channel right here. That way it should be pulling those items out and putting them in the system. Nice. So, solar panel. Do we have enough glowstone and crimson iron to make one of these? It looks like we finally do, chat. We have 455 redstone alloy. That was a problem. We've got 64 crimson iron now. That's perfectly fine. And we also have the ender pearls, and we have 260 glowstone. So now we can go ahead and click start here. That is still going to craft 27,973 leadstone solar panels. But it needs to be done. It's a craft that needs to happen. And at that point, chat, once we have that, we then just need to look at making the final solar panel, the ultimate solar panel, which is 8 advanced ones. Of course, we're making 1 right now. We're doing to make 7 more of them after the fact. But in the next stream, I guess we'll come back and we'll look at... we need to fight the Wither, so we can get at least 1 nitro crystal. You do get 16 at a time, which is nice. We only need the 1. And then we could make 4 ultimate solar panels. The solar panel we're making right now, by the way, does produce 32,768 redstone flux per tick, so it's probably quite worth putting this guy down, because it's producing, 1.5 times as much power as our reactor is downstairs, and it just does it passively, which is insane. But then we also have to get some DT fuel, teach our system how to, work with platinum. And at that point, we're pretty much good to go. I think we do need to, of course, upgrade and expand our ore processing system, because we do still need 128,000 iron, as well as, thousands of copper and thousands of gold and thousands of osmium, and all of those are still, coming in slowly but surely. But we're getting there, chat. We're actually quite close to that final quest, which I'm very happy about. We shouldn't be too far off at all. I don't know how long this is going to take, by the way. I have a feeling it might take a while, but I really don't know what's going to slow us down. Again, it's possible that maybe we should have some more speed upgrades in some of these crafters to really make them a bit faster. This one's obviously fully full on speed upgrades. It's also quite possible that we could eke out a little bit more speed by distributing some of these. Like, you'll notice we have quite a lot of... We have both the leadstone solar cores and the leadstone solar panels in one crafter, as well as the hardened solar panel and hardened solar core. I think if we distributed those amongst multiple different crafters, they could, work on things simultaneously as opposed to doing everything in the one crafter. I think stuff like that could help quite a bit. Let me cancel that real quick. Let me request like 30 speed upgrades. And let's do a little bit of reshuffling here, I think. Like, I think I probably want... And again, all of this stuff, like, the nuggets and the photovoltaic cells, these are all done in making the first tier of solar panel. So I think we want to try and spread these out amongst different crafters, so that different crafters are, like, kind of working at the same time, right? As opposed to everything being done in one crafter. And so now, if we go back and request that advanced solar panel again, I'm hoping that it will be done faster. Yeah, those numbers are moving a lot quicker now. Nice. Again, there's not much we can do here. I think this is fully... Yeah, this smelting factory is now as fast as it can go. The only way to make this faster would be to make another smelting factory and dedicate one to glass and one to steel, which again, we might do. We might have to do. Oh, we don't have to do it, but if we want to make things faster, especially for the fact that we need 8 advanced solar panels to make 1 ultimate, then we could definitely do that. We can also, I guess, as well, look at making more energizing rods if we wanted to. I was contemplating, chat, upgrading the reactor to the next tier, because we do have almost what it takes to make the spirited reactor now. But honestly, given the fact that as soon as this is done, we're going to have a solar panel that can produce 36,000 redstone flux per tick, I don't know if it's necessary. Like, we can build a reactor that produces like 50 or 60 or 70,000 redstone flux per tick, but I don't know if we need it, is the thing. I think we can just put the solar panel down and start utilizing that power. All right. Yeah, I think this is going to take a while, chat. I don't think this is going to be done anytime soon, because we've still got 21,000 leadstone solar panels to go. We've done about 5,000 or 6,000, I think. We started with needing 27,000. So we're getting there. But it's going to take a while. Like a long while. to get this done. So I think that's probably where I'm going to wrap up the QTech portion of today's stream for now.